You may not be familiar with the name Jason Diaz, but pencil it in or put it in pen even. Take note now as the Toronto actor is getting set to share his performance of a lifetime in the TV adaptation of Stephen King's The Institute.
Yeah, Diaz is not a stranger to sci-fi and horror, appearing on shows like The 100, The Good Witch, Vampire Academy, The Bold Type, and Charm. So joining us live now in the studio is the man himself, Jason Diaz. Welcome. Oh my gosh, this looks like a great role for you. It is dark, probably your darkest ever, and you really got to flex those acting skills. So what was it like being a part of this? I mean, it's a pretty iconic series based on Stephen King's novel.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, good morning. Thank you for having me.
Morning.
And it was an honor. I mean, to be a part of a Stephen King project in any capacity, much less to have the opportunity to be a villain in the series, was a lot of fun. And sometimes I feel a little bad about that I had so much fun being the bad guy, but it was a great time.
It was interesting because the contrast really, Jason, to watching those shots of you in the trailer there as the sort of the villain, and then seeing this friendly face sitting across me on the couch right now. What's that? Because that's acting. I mean, you really, I was freaked out when I saw that. What's that like, that method of getting into that mindset and that character?
You know, for me, in this case, with this character, it was really just committing and being comfortable with being a bully on screen and making sure that I tried to make the kids around me as uncomfortable as possible when the camera was rolling. So it's always fun to stretch from as far as possible from your everyday self, and that's kind of the whole fun of the gig. So yeah, it was a blast.
Nice. Yeah, so for people who haven't read the novel The Institute or know about this series, it's basically like a bunch of gifted kids being held against their will. So I'm guessing fans of Stranger Things, X-Men would probably relate to something like this. Hey, I know you played a lot of sports before you went into acting. All right. Yeah. So if you had a gift or superpower as a villain or a hero, what would it be?
I think it's telepathy. If we're going with the telekinetic or telepathy, I think it's telepathy. Knowing what everyone's thinking, I mean, it has its downsides for sure. But I think also, especially in a competitive setting, I think that's the way to go.
Jason, how familiar were you with the institution before the show came in front of you?
So I actually hadn't heard about the Stephen King Institute before I got the audition. And then I made the mistake of trying to read the script and the book at the same time. And I discombobulated myself. It was a whole thing. I couldn't keep track of what torture was in the book and what torture I was going to get to inflict upon Joe Freeman, my wonderful co-star. But it's a lovely book. And what I love about it is it's not your typical monster-reliant Stephen King story. The fear and the anxiety comes from real people doing terrible things. I think it makes it that much scarier.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Okay, so you kind of switched over to acting when you were, you pivoted to acting when you were 21 years old. You've been in some pretty big shows already. So what made you switch to acting?
Oh, you know, I'd always wanted to do it. When I was young, I loved film and television. As I got a little older, I hit that like embarrassed, anxious, nervous phase. And then eventually at 21, the bug kept calling, and I gave it a try, and it's been working out pretty good so far.
I would say so.
Impressive. Yeah, I mean, this is from.
More preparation.
What's this from?
This
is the 100. That's right. This is 100.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. I know my wife was a huge fan of this show. She was watching a lot of that. I'm curious, has Stephen King seen The Institute, the adaptation? Are you aware? And what does he think of it?
So Stephen King has seen it, and he has co-signed this project, which is super cool because he doesn't always do that. So to have Stephen's blessing, and we had the premiere in Los Angeles a few weeks ago, and he sent a beautiful little message that came before the screening, and it's super cool whenever you have the author back in the project. It helps you know you did a good job.
Yeah, absolutely. And what can you tell us about the filming, where it took place, what it was like on set, the whole production value?
So we shot this whole thing in Halifax, actually, and I've been very spoiled in my projects where I've been all in studio, so I've never had to deal with weather or anything like that. But it was incredible. The crew is the same crew that works on the show From, which is also on MGM Plus, and phenomenal. Check it out if you haven't. And you can tell that the crews worked together before. Everyone is so lovely, and contrary to what the show might have you believe, everyone had a great time, and it was a lot of fun.
That's why they call it acting, right, Jason?
Know?
Hey, pleasure meeting you. Good luck with this, and good luck in the future. Nice to see you today. Thanks for coming in.
I'm sure we're going to be seeing more of your face. Jason Diaz, check him out in The Institute.